All right, guys. Hopefully this will work. I'm back. It's now 10:08, but I'm back. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Tonight we're going to be talking about money. Money, 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 money. How do you view money? And hopefully it will stay connected for the rest of the time that we're here. All righty, great, great, great. So I see a few people here already. All right, awesome. I see Jacqueline, welcome. Azar, welcome. All right, so seems to be working okay. I want to apologize for my delay. I was here 5 minutes to 10. However, internet wasn't here, so I had to wait for the internet to get here before I could get here. So you all know how that can be, right? But anyway, let's talk money. 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 How do you see money? How do you view money? I mean, is it your friend or is it your enemy? You know, so I'm going to give you a moment to go ahead and grab something to write with, something to write on, so that you'll be able to take copious notes. So that when you go back and you listen to this again, maybe you may hear something that you may need to apply, or something that maybe you may know somebody else who may need to apply that something. And as a result, it could change their life. See, a lot of us are not where we want to be in business, and it has a lot to do with how we view money, how we see money. A lot of us are not as healthy as we want to be because it is all about how we view health, okay? And I'm not just talking about just health as far as your body is concerned. I'm talking about mental health. Well, that's part of your body too. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get started tonight. So I see a lot of you. Jen, yes, you're right. It worked and it works. Thank you. Christopher Spears, Brother Spears, hey, what's up? Yeah, let's talk money. Let's talk money. Awesome. So guys, a couple of things I want to say tonight is this. All right, I have a ton of notes here. You may want to write this guy's name down. His name is Alexander Ang. That's A-N-G. I'm actually using some information that he shared back in 2014. When he wrote an article, and he entitled this article, 10 Ways to Attract Massive Wealth Using the Power of the Subconscious Mind. The Power of the Subconscious Mind. If you have not read that book, I recommend that you go out and you get that book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murray. Okay, and I'm going to be sharing a quote with you tonight as far as that's concerned as well. So hopefully you'll get something out of this tonight. So the first thing I want to say is most of us know our subconscious mind, it possesses great power. Great power, including both positive and both negative powers. All right, give me 1 second here. Babe, the noise, please. All right, sorry guys. So anyway, so we know that the power of the subconscious mind, that is powerful. That's why it's the subconscious mind, because it never turns off. It's like a big tape recorder, giant tape recorder. It just keeps going and going and going nonstop. It never ever stops. All right. So what I want you to know tonight is that we're going to tap into that. There's also a place where paradigms live. Most of them live in our subconscious mind. They live in our subconscious mind. Now, what is a paradigm? A paradigm is a set of beliefs that have followed us, you know, on our entire human experience. Because we all know we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And these paradigms have followed us up until this point. So how do you know that? Look at the condition of your bank account. Look at the condition of your health. Look at the condition of the business that you're running. Look at the condition of the relationships that you hold right now. And that will tell you how beneficial or how detrimental those paradigms have been in your life now and in your life tomorrow and the next week and the next year unless you change those paradigms. You know, when I was growing up, I was always told, you know, whenever I asked for money, what are you looking at me for? You think I'm related to Rockefeller? Or money, you think money grow on trees? Or what do I look like? I look like Con Edison? You know, I used to hear all of those things. So I always associated money with being only for the rich, only for those who had the beautiful things in life. You know, they had the beautiful home, the beautiful cars, you know, a lot of money. But for me, because it was always said, what do I look like? Do I look like Rockefeller? Do I look like I have trees with money growing on them? Do I look like Con Edison? You think I'm related to this person or that person? And every time it was used in a metaphor, an example, or whatever, the bottom line is it was always associated with somebody, again, that was living a kind of life that it felt like we were forbidden to live. You know, so I grew up with all these paradigms. I grew up believing that to have a lot of money was not good because it was going to be hard, you know, to serve God if you have a lot of money. It was going to be hard to go to heaven if you have a lot of money. You know, I mean, so, you know, as I can think back at one of the scriptures where it says, it's harder for a rich man to go through an eye of a needle, a rich man to go through an eye of a needle than a poor man. I forget the scripture exactly, but I'll get back to it as I remember. Maybe Brother Spears will type in a note there just to remind me. But the bottom line is we always took a lot of that out of context, and we just basically decided that this is my life and this is how it's going to be, and that's it. But that's not true. That's not true. I'm going to encourage you, as a matter of fact, tonight, before you go to bed. And if you're in Indonesia, if you're in other parts of Asia and you're just waking up, I'm going to encourage you to do it too. I'm going to encourage you to write a list of all the things, you know, all your thoughts about money, all your thoughts about wealth, all of your thoughts. Just make a list. And I'm willing to guarantee you, if you're not where you want to be, it has a lot to do with the thoughts that you've had up until tonight, up until today. Okay? And as you look down that list that you actually write out of what you think about money, how you feel about money, okay? How you feel about wealth, cross off in ink. I want you to go and get a permanent marker. And I want you to permanently darken out that belief and see it gone in your mind. See it gone in your mind. But not only are you going to see it gone, I want you to replace that belief with something else. Replace that belief with something else. See, these thoughts are going to come up tonight for one reason. Two reasons, actually. They're going to come up to be reframed, and they're going to come up to be repatterned. And it's going to be your job to notice what you're noticing and then turn around and replace that you have just pulled it out. You pulled it out, okay? So again, make a list, of all the thoughts that you have about money. All the thoughts you have about money. And then what I want you to do after you make a list of all those thoughts that you have about that money is I want you to look down that list and all the negative thoughts that you have. I'm going to encourage you to use a permanent marker and permanently, I mean literally blacken out, blue out, red out, whatever it is, whatever color you get your hand on, all of those negative thoughts, and replace them with new thoughts, the thoughts that I'm going to share with you here tonight. So once again, if you don't like where you are in life financially, I want you to look at those thoughts, and that will tell you why you are where you are right now. You know, I remember when I was really having a hard time financially. And I remember what it felt like. And that's the reason why I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can to change their lives as quickly as they can so they can step into a life that they truly love living. But a lot of people are under the impression that they got to first have the life that they love living before they can step into it. And that's not the case at all. You see, the dream appears when you decide to have that dream, when you decide to manifest that dream. Okay, and yes, you do have that kind of power. Then you step into the dream, then all of a sudden the dream, it starts to appear. It comes first with a decision to dream, a decision to desire whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you want to create, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to be, okay, whatever it is that you want to have, whatever it is that you want to give. Step into that life, and then the rest of it will catch up to you, okay? Because when you step into that life, the desire that's there, that brings you and gives you more life, all of a sudden, it's like everything just moves out of the way, and everything that you need just appears. Now, this may sound a bit crazy to you, you know, and I thought about it before I brought this information to you tonight, because when I first heard it, it sounded crazy to me. I remember sometimes being so broke. I'm talking about broke, y'all. I mean, broke, okay? Not even a penny. And I remember walking down the street, and out of the blue, there in front of me, not being still, no matter how windy it was, no matter if it was, if the wind was blowing, or if everything was still, if a car was flying by, that money was sitting there as though it was placed there in front of me directly for me. I mean, have you ever had that experience? I've had it more than once. As I started to tell you before, I remember going through my coat pockets, going through my suit jackets, going through my skirt pockets, my pants, when I was trying to get enough money to buy a pack of meat. And based on the amount of money I got would determine whether or not I get chicken backs or I get chicken gizzards. You see? Because that was a choice. And I was okay with that. All right? But it also determined whether or not I bought one potato or two. It determined whether or not I had rice with it or not. It determined whether or not I was going to season it with onions or not. And it's amazing because when I would face those hard times again, and it's like a lesson that I was being faced with, that I was being taught over and over and over again. And it did not go away until I passed the test. Some of us are still going through the same stuff financially because we have not yet passed the test. We're not grateful for the small things, and we want the big things. And until we are grateful for the small things, the big things will never show up. So I remember going back to those same clothes that I put my hand in to find money, to find change. And although I had not worn those pants, that skirt, that suit jacket, that jacket, okay, those jeans, still there was money in there for me. When I changed my belief, everything around me changed. I remember driving a Ford Tempo. Yeah, a Ford Tempo. Okay? It was getting me from A to B. Just like I said, all I wanted was a car to get me from A to B. But then when I turned that Ford Tempo into the car of my dreams, it actually manifested itself. Might not happen immediately, but it happened. Okay? I remember some sisters asking me to drive there, give them the pastor asked me to take some sisters home after service. And I remember telling them that my car is outside, my black S550 Mercedes-Benz. This is what I told them. And I was talking. I was inside talking, and I mean, I had actually forgotten what I told them, but when I came outside, they said, we've been out here looking, and we don't see no black Mercedes-Benz. And I said, there it is right there. And I pointed to that Ford Tempo. And they said, you know what, sister, you done lost your mind, because that is not, I said, that's what you think. You see what I used to see. But what I see now is what I am driving. And when I get in there, even though I have to slide from the passenger side to the driver's side because the driver's door wouldn't open, to me, I could smell the leather. I could feel the AC. Although I didn't have any AC, I could still feel the cool air. I could hear the music, okay? I could feel the comfort of being in that car. I actually stepped into the dream, and then the dream appeared. And that's what I'm going to ask you to do tonight as far as your finances are concerned. Because, listen, I'm not here to have you to fall in love with money. That's not what this conversation is about. You know, it's not about us falling in love with money, But I don't believe we were sent here to be broke and to be helpless and to be and to not be able to serve other people. I believe that we're here to be of service to one another. And how are you going to help somebody else when you can't help yourself? How am I going to invite 10 people over to dinner when I could barely buy some chicken backs or barely buy a pack of chicken gizzards? And I'm thinking 1 or 2 potatoes. How am I going to have people over? How? So until I change my thinking, everything else remained the same. But when I changed my thinking, everything else changed. It is amazing how this works. Okay? It's not magic. The Bible tells us, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Okay? You can slice it, you can dice it, you can take away, you can add to, but the word is the word. Okay? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And also, where there's 2 or more gathered in my name, okay, there might be 7 billion brains on this planet. But when we come together, we are under one command, believe it or not, under one command. I wish I had time to go there with you tonight, but I don't. So next time, okay? So let's get into this right now. You know, as I said, a lot of us, you know, we have these thoughts about money, and a lot of it stems from, you know, our teaching. You know, what our mother said, what our teacher said, what our father said, and what our peers have said, and it goes on and on and on. But now we're going to erase and replace those thoughts. Because although we may not be in love with money, but I look at money like air, you know, like oxygen. And if you think I'm joking, try going without some air, try going without some oxygen as you go to sleep tonight. It may not be, okay, everything, but it's right at the top of our list of just about everything, because we need it in order to survive. We really, really do. You know, I wouldn't be able to communicate with you right now, and most likely you wouldn't be able to communicate with me if it were not for that money, you know, that dollar, all right, or whatever it is that you call your money, right? So there's a couple of things that he said, and once again, his name is Alexander, and his last name is Ang, A-N-G, and this is taken from back in 2014, and I added a couple of notes to it here. But one of the things he says is he gives us a way in which we can actually start to change that thinking that has been embedded in our subconscious minds from when we were little people, you know, like once again, money don't grow on trees. What do I look like? Do I look like I'm related to Con Edison? Do I look like Rockefeller? What do I look like? You know, I mean, so these thoughts, you know, they're there, but they're not embedded in my subconscious mind. And I'm grateful for that, because I was able to reframe, repattern, and replace those thoughts. And so one of the things that we can do to replace those thoughts is repetition. Saying the same stuff over and over and over and over again. As I said, when you replace those words, when you replace those thoughts, what are you going to replace them with? When you remove them, what are you going to replace them with? You can't just leave that part of your mind idle. You want to put something in the place of it. So now you have something new to focus on. And you say it over and over and over and over and over again. The example that he gives here, he refers to it as like a lullaby, like a lullaby. You know, you're singing a song to a baby, the baby's going to sleep, right? So you want to do this right before you go to bed. And not right before you watch a movie and then go to bed, but right before you go to bed. And an example of that, he says that you can repeat the words wealth, you know, I'm wealthy. Yeah, I mean, I am attached to abundance. Okay, abundance follows me everywhere I go. Abundance and I are one. All right, these are some things that you can keep saying. Financial abundance to me, for me, it comes easily. It comes easily. And whatever it is that you want to say, make sure that it is in the present tense, as though it has already happened. I want you to say it until you feel it for at least 5 minutes before you go to bed each night. You know, it took you years to realize that these paradigms have been holding you hostage on tonight. Some of you may have realized it a day ago, a week ago, a month ago. And some of you may not realize it even after we get finished talking tonight. But the bottom line is you are where you are as a result of what you've been thinking. And if you don't like where you are, change your thinking. It's just that simple. It really is just that simple. So here, guys, you want to repeat, you want to use repetition, affirmations. You want to say these things over and over and over and over and over again, okay? Until you start to feel it. You may wake up in the morning with ideas and, different ways in which you can actually make these things that you so desire manifest even quicker, okay? So be mindful of that. And so I want you to do this once again prior to going to sleep, And so the next thing is, I want you to step into that financial status that you want. Do not wait until your bank account reflects it. It will happen. Do not wait until your car shows that you have income, the income that you want. Do not wait until your living conditions change. It doesn't matter if you stand in a room right now. If you're in an apartment right now, or you share an apartment with somebody. It doesn't matter if you're in a private house and guess what? It's getting ready to be foreclosed on. I know you're out there because I talk to many of you and I know that you're growing through, but yet you're going through something. When you flip it and you start to grow through it, everything around you is going to change. Okay? So even though it may appear that your circumstances, your situation, your conditions may not be allowing you to step into the life that you truly, truly love living, to step into that range of wealth that you really want to generate. It does not matter. The how, the who, the what, it's none of your business. Your job is to step into that range effectively now. So where do you want to be? Do you want to be a multimillionaire? Do you want to be someone who's making 5 figures every month? Or someone who's making 6 figures every month? Or someone who's making 7 figures every month? Wherever you want to be, and as long as you can believe that, and you can feel that, you can have that. Because the power, Lord, the power that is breathing you right now is the same power that's breathing me. Same power that's breathing me. I am no different from you. No different. The difference, if there is any difference on a human level, okay, is in our appearance. But you have access to abundance the same way I do. Many of us, we choose to stay connected, and some of us, we remove ourselves. We're out of that energy, and we step into a field of lack and limitation. And we wonder why we are not attracting the type of abundance that we should be attracted. It's because our thinking is that of lack and limitations. That's what it is. And when you change it, everything else around you will change. I'm telling you. So you want to step into that range, not now, but right now. Okay. The third thing he talks about is becoming a congruent power where the conscious and the subconscious mind are flowing on the same wavelength. In other words, you want to become a vibrational match with whatever it is that you want financially, whatever type of wealth that you want to generate, that you want to create. You want to become a vibrational match with that. Okay? A vibrational match. What do you mean, Tamia? I mean, if you can feel it, you can obtain it. Because if you can believe it, you can definitely feel it. And if you can feel it and you can stay on that frequency, stay on your channel, it is amazing at what will happen. What will happen? Guys, I'm not here to be getting hoarse and getting overexcited for nothing. I'm here because what I'm sharing with you tonight is long overdue. And I believe that many of you, your conscious mind has been waiting to hear this conversation. And your subconscious mind is saying, wait, because you are removing and replacing as I speak. Okay? You know, those paradigms, they'll tell you things like, oh, please, that's Tamia. You know, she's loud. You know, she's been talking for many, many years. Oh, it's easy for her to say because she's a 6A12-4. All right. Oh, it's easy for her to say because look at what she drives. Look at what she lives. You know, she and Tony, they have the best of this and the best of that. It's easy for them to say, oh yeah, is that what you really think? Well, let me tell you this. It wasn't always this way. It wasn't always this way. There was a time. There was a time. Once upon a time ago. There was a time when things did not look like this for he or for me. Okay? But when I decided to work on me, to invest in me, to stop going through anything and start growing through everything, I started passing the test of life on the first shot. And as a result, I kept climbing the ladder. And I'm still climbing the ladder. I'm not at the top, not yet, but I'm on my way. My defense mechanism won't allow me to reverse because I know what it looks like back there. I remember what it looks like back there. That's why I'm here tonight to tell you so you don't have to go back there. It is your decision. You know what the word decide means? It means to cut away from. To cut away from. You know, there's some things that you're gonna have to get rid of. You can't generate wealth and just the way you are right now. You're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to do some stuff. You're gonna have to let go of some people. You're gonna have to let go of some habits. You're gonna have to let go of some places. You're gonna have to let go of some relationships or change the nature of some relationships. You're gonna have to do some things. Okay? And when you make those changes and you replace them with the stuff that is in alignment with your conscious and your subconscious mind, I'm telling you, the earth will shake and branches and roads and everything will move out of your way so that you can step into your greater self, the self that you were destined to become. But you have allowed paradigms to paralyze you up until now. But that's over with. So the third thing is, as we go back to repetition, remember the first thing, repetition, and I have all my notes here. The first one, as we talked about a few moments ago, is to repeat affirmations over and over and over again, at least for 5 minutes before you go to sleep. Yeah, your husband and your wife may think you're crazy. Your children may think you done lost your mind. Your roommate may say you're talking in your sleep. But hey, as you lay down tonight, before you lay down tonight or wherever you are, when you lay down at your time of night, okay, you want to utter the words that you are now replacing. Okay, the ones you make the list, and you're gonna use a permanent marker to get rid of them, so that you never have to revisit them again. Not in this context, absolutely not. All right, and you want to say those affirmations over and over and over again. By the third night, you'll be saying them without even reading them. Because after you say something for 5 minutes, you know, and you do it again the next night for 5 minutes, you're not going to need it again on night number 3. If you do it for 5 minutes. Most people fall asleep doing it. You know I do. I fall asleep. And then sometimes I do talk in my sleep, but that's another subject. So anyway, another thing I want you to do, according to this list too, is be thankful for what you have. If you have access to your wallet right now, men, pull your wallet out. Women, if you have access to your purse or your change, I want you to pull out your purse. Pull out your change. When's the last time you gave thanks for what you have? Or you open up your wallet and you look in your wallet and the first thing you say is, I'm broke. Or, oh, I don't have $20. I only have $1. Or, you know, you're not appreciative. You know, I did not become appreciative of money until I didn't have none. And then when I would walk down the street and I would see money, it's like it was sitting there for me, or when I would find money in clothes, it's like, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. I was super excited. Okay, but it was times when I had money and I still wasn't satisfied. You have to be grateful in all things. In all things. If you want to be blessed with more, then you got to be thankful for less. You know, everybody wants to drive around the Maserati. You know, everybody wants to drive around in a Bentley. Everybody wants to have an S550, S600, Mercedes-Benz. Everybody wants to have the big house with the big pool and all of the finer things in life. But we are not even being grateful for the room that we have with a roof over our head. We're not grateful for mass transportation, being able to go and put a card in and get on a train to take you from here to there. We're not grateful for the feet that we've been blessed with. Okay? We're not grateful for the legs, the eyes to be able to see where we're going. And until we are grateful in all things, wealth is going to be always in your future, but not your near future. I want you to start to really, really show gratitude for every single area of your life. Every single area of your life. Starting right now. You look in that wallet, if there's only a penny in there, be grateful for it. Be grateful for that penny. You know? And when you be grateful for that penny, you show gratitude for that penny, you know what? You know what will happen? That penny will start to multiply and multiply and multiply. It is amazing that how these things happen when we show gratitude. You know, it's like this. I really believe that our Creator rewards those of us that are grateful. And I believe the rest of us that are not grateful, for those who are not grateful, I'm not included in that group, and hopefully nobody here is either. But you have to go to the back of the line until you get grateful. You know, we have to be grateful in all things, both little, both big. We have to be grateful in all things. So if we want more, let's be grateful in what we have, and more will come. You know, one of the things that I still do to this day, whenever, it doesn't matter, whenever I get, you know, I receive a check or receive checks or money, any kind of money, it doesn't matter. You know, my prayer is that whatever that amount is, whether it be my grandson saying, here, grandma, here's $1, as an example, I want that to be multiplied, okay, multiplied at least 10,000 times so that I will be able to help somebody else, serve somebody else. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. When I am truly grateful and I truly have a servant heart, it is amazing at what happens with little. Plenty comes out of it. Absolutely. All right. James Mr. Henderson, absolutely. No lacking. All right. No lacking. I love it. Absolutely. Shawnee says, step into the dream until the dream appears. That's right. That's right, Shawnee. What's up, lady? Absolutely. Step into it and then it appears. It's really just that simple. And so the next thing is that outside of being thankful for the little bit that you have, the next thing is what I encourage you to do is deposit your thoughts with the idea of wealth every single morning. Now, what is he saying here? All right, let's break it down. Your subconscious mind, it multiplies and magnifies whatever you deposit in it. Okay? So once again, once you have those affirmations and you're putting them in there every night, 5 minutes before you go to sleep, okay, these thoughts are being amplified and multiplied. But the same thing applies to lack and limitation. If you are thinking lack and limitation, if you're thinking the how, the who, the what, that's still thinking lack and you're limiting yourself. Opposed to, I am a money magnet. Money comes to me effortlessly, endlessly, all the time. Every time I look around, I'm getting a check. I find money here, I find money there. People are always giving me, and I in turn give them. I am a good steward of every dime that comes across my path. You know, these are the things that you want to replace with those old thoughts, those old beliefs that you have had. All right, so you want to deposit new thoughts. And then here, this is very important. He says here, claim your right to be wealthy and rich. The reason why I'm sure he says wealthy and rich, because some of us think that wealth is one thing and rich is something else. But, you know, it all depends on what you see it as. If you see wealthy as being somebody who's making $10,000 a year, then that's how you see wealth. If you see rich as somebody being able to see, taste, touch, smell, hear, then that's what you see rich as. You know, so whatever you see it as, guess what? Just like Henry Ford said, you're right. If you think it's right, if you think that what you're saying is right, you're right. If you think that what you're saying is wrong, you're still right. I think it goes that way anyway. Whatever you think is right or wrong, it doesn't matter. You're right. Whatever your thoughts are. So the bottom line is, if you think wealth is what you think it is right now, then that's what it has showed up as. If you think riches is what you have thought about it up until now, then that's what it has showed up as. If you want to change wealth and riches in your mind, then you have to, if you want to change it in your life, you got to change it in your mind. You got to change it in your mind. And it starts right here, right now. A couple of more, and time is going, I'll tell you. Decide that being wealthy is the easy way. It's the easy way, okay, to generate the things that you really want. Don't see it as a struggle. Don't see it as something that's hard to do. You know, I used to think that you had to really, really work extremely hard to generate massive amounts of money. You had to really, really, really know somebody. You had to know somebody, and we used to say, oh, she must know somebody in high places, or he must know somebody. No. No, what you got to know is you got to know what you're thinking. You got to notice what you're noticing. You got to hear what you're saying. You know, you got to be really, really wide awake in this process, because the only thing that's holding you back is you. And tonight I'm giving you permission to move and let the real you pass. That spiritual being that's having this human experience is not here just to be having a good time, or to be having a pitiful time. It's not to be living. You know, I have a quote in my office, and it says, some people live and die. And then some people live and they live until they die. I choose to be that person, to live and live until I die, but not live to die. You know, going to the job, working for somebody else for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, while they're building their empire all over the world. Their children are eating the better meals, going to the better schools, driving the better cars, okay? Going to the better colleges as well, outside of school, meaning high school, whatever. The bottom line is, aren't you tired of that? Okay? I mean, so if you're tired of it, if that applies to you, then change your thinking. Look at money differently. So when we talk about claiming your right to be wealthy or rich, and also deciding to be wealthy is the easy way. The way is actually easier, because all it is a change of mind. That's all it is. And here's a quote here. Love this quote here by Earl Nightingale. It says, whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality. Let me say that again. Whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality. The two most important ones, and then this talk is yours. Rejoice other people's success and richness. Rejoice in the fact that others, and you see other people in your business, in your line of work, okay? People that's in your family that have actually obtained massive amounts of wealth. They have become extremely rich. You know, they're doing well. They're doing well for themselves. Celebrate that. Because when you sit back and you envy, and you have envy, you're showing envy. Oh, look at her. Oh, she thinks she's all that. Or look at him. You know, those kind of thoughts. What you're saying to the universe is, oh, that's not good. I don't want that. What you're saying to God is, nah, I don't want that. It's not good. That's not for me, because look at how it made her. Look at her. Look at him. And then you wonder why you're not prospering financially. Learn how to celebrate somebody else. Learn how to clap for somebody else. Learn how to smile and to be happy for somebody else. Because when you smile, when you're happy, when you're celebrating, when you're clapping, when you're screaming like it's you, that's the one that's experiencing all of this, what you're signifying, what you're actually doing is you're sending out a signal. You're sending a signal to the universe. You're sending a signal to God. You're saying, I want that in my life too. Can I have that in my life too? I'm celebrating. I am celebrating this person's success. I'm so elated. I'm so excited for them. Instead of sitting back hating. And then we wonder why we're stuck. We wonder why we're stuck. Guys, this is Tuesday night talking to you. Listen, I can't be fake. I'm sorry. It's just not in me. It's not in me. I just have to tell it like it is. I have to. If you want to move forward in your business, don't look at other people with cross eyes. Okay? Celebrate their success. Because once again, that sends a signal to the universe that you want that in your life too. You're saying, Lord, I would love to live that life. I would love to be experiencing that right now. I would love to have a house like that. I would love to have a car like that. I would love to have a bank account like that. Okay? Don't do it any other way, because any other way is going to shut you off, man. It's going to close the window. It's going to shut the door. And you don't want that. Haven't you had enough of that? And then the last very important is another one that's very, very important. Stop trying. Lord, yeah, I'm getting ready to go there. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go there. Stop trying to get something for nothing. Yeah, I said it. Amen, amen, Charlie said. Absolutely. Hello from Blackwood, New Jersey. All right, Sheila Craig. Linda says hello. Linda from Clinton, Massachusetts. What's up, Linda? Awesome. The power to get wealth. All right. Lives in me because Christ lives in me. Amen, Shelly. Girl, you know what I'm talking about. Suzanne is clapping. Thelma's thumbs up. Awesome, awesome. Linda, hello from Clinton, somewhere, Massachusetts. Yep. Natalie is joined. Natalie's my hairdresser, y'all. She did this yesterday. So I'm glad you joined us, Natalie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So guys, the last one is this and I'm done. Okay. Stop trying to get something for nothing. You know, I remember when I was going through my going through, and many of you, you know my story. So, you know my story. A lot of things happened in my life, you know, that had me at a place in my life where I thought I was losing the fight. I thought that I was, you know, in another TKO, you know, total knockout. I thought that psychiatrists were my way out, and Botox was my way out. I say that to say, and not to knock anybody, that's what you do, that's what you do. But I say that to say that I remember when my face used to move. It's like it would tighten up on the left side until it would scare my business partners. I remember when Ivy took me out to dinner, and she told me that she noticed it. And so many other people told me that they noticed it. And I remember not my grandchildren, but my children would be afraid sometimes to sit and eat with me because that would happen, especially when I would hear a certain name or we would have a discussion about a certain person, because this is the kind of grip they had on my life. And I tried to get something without giving something. And yeah, I succeeded up to a certain point. And then right back in my face, bam, was those paradigms. So I needed help. I needed help. And if I start thanking everybody who helped me, I'd be thanking a whole lot of people. And we'd be here for another day or so. But what I like to say is people like Les Brown, people like Bob Proctor, people like Lisa Nichols, people like Mary Morrissey, Wayne Dyer, okay, John C. Maxwell, Anthony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, just to name a few. Mr. Oshiro, another one, who's, I tell you, this man, I mean, the belief that he has in all of us is, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just that serious. It's just that powerful. But the bottom line is this. I've had to really invest a lot of time. And I've had to invest a lot of money in getting me together again. Sort of like Humpty Dumpty when he fell off the wall. That was me. I was in pieces. And those pieces were scattered all over the place. I didn't know my right from my left, or if I was in my right mind or not. Sometimes I didn't want to be here having this human experience. But I am today, and I'm here and I'm sharing with you because I care. And I didn't bring this lesson to you tonight for no reason, but to let you know that you can too have whatever it is that you want. You can be wealthy. You can be rich. You can live in that dream house if that's what you want. You can drive that dream car if that's what you want. You can have, mega amounts of money in the bank if that's what you want. But you need to decide. You need to decide. And you need to make that list of how you see money. And you can apply that to every area of your life. Make that list. How do you view health? How do you view relationships? Are you that woman who says, well, I don't want to be in a relationship because every time I talk to a guy, it's the same old, or all men are the same? No. That's true for you because that's what you believe. But it's not true. Okay? And so we're going to get into that next week, talking about relationships and how you view relationships. But as for tonight, if you change the way you think about money and you replace those thoughts with new thoughts, and you affirm them through saying them every night for 5 minutes before you go to bed, and you apply the other principles that I shared with you here tonight, this time next year, your pocketbook will not look the way it looked, and your wallet will definitely not look the way it looked. Your credit score will not look the way it looked. Don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the who. Don't worry about the what. Don't even worry about the when. Stay in a vibrational match with your dream. Stay on your channel. Stay tuned into your frequency. Keep your eye on the prize. Feel it. Step into it. And I'm telling you, today will be the best day of the rest of the days of your life. Guys, I want to thank you for your time. I see we have Kanisha. Hi, Kanisha. Good to see you. Jeff, I see Kamalita. I see Nadine. Hi, Nadine. How are you? Leslie. So many of you have joined us tonight. Thank you so much for chiming in. Keith Richards, welcome, Keith, all the way from PA. I just wanted to say thank you so much for chiming in. You guys make this possible. You make Tuesday night talking tea real. You make me stay up late on Tuesday for real, because I enjoy bringing you these messages. And if there's anything that you really want me to talk about, or for us to talk about, and you have some ideas, please feel free. Send me a text message, send me an email. My cell is 917-379-6853. And my email is achampionteam@gmail.com. achampionteam@gmail.com. All right, Leslie. Kanuko says amen. And Leslie says law of attraction. Absolutely. Jan Moore says, does it keep streaming? It keeps streaming. As long as you stay in a vibrational match, it's going to keep going. And it's going to keep going and going and going and going. That's the law. That's the law. That's the way that it is. So we'll talk about relationships, and we'll get into the actual law of circulation through how you're giving and how you're receiving, because it applies to every area of your life. And we'll do that on next week. So until then, guys, have an awesome week. Make tonight, again, the best night of the rest of your days that you have here left in this experience as we share this time together. Love you guys. Bye-bye.